So okay, you can talk in your microphone because it works.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. So I've been using Korg keyboards for about 10 years. Korg Germany provides me with everything when we tour, and in Canada, same thing. And one of my favorite ones is the Korg Extreme, and it has a tube in it. So when I have a lead sound, it boosts it up and it puts it up to the level of a guitar. So. And programming, I use it for other things too. That's why I have all these keyboards, because depending on the song, I might have to play strings over here. One song I might have to play them over here because I've got other sounds other places, and I have to know when I'm going to be singing also. So I have to plan. The hardest part with Saga is planning my routing for each song, you know, so to know where to go. You'll see tonight. And for the M3, I have two M3s with the radius installed in them, and I have a radius here that I use for leads. And that's from Corkentilus, and I use this kind of like a mini Moog. It's like a modern day mini Moog, and I have this installed in these two keyboards also, so I can get those sounds in here. So if I want nice strings or something, or the nice analog sounds. And the old Saga Polymoog sound that I programmed in here. That's like one of the original type of Saga sounds that every new keyboard that you get, like with the M3, I got it last year. You have to learn how to program the old sounds that you've had from years ago, and it takes a lot of time, but it has to be done. This one here I don't use very often. It's just there as I play it maybe twice, but it has to be there because I'm playing over here and I have to hit that. These keyboards, one M3 with the radius aboard, and I use it for like. Also, there's a lead sound. And yeah, I use them for all different things. Piano. I use the piano and string sounds. It sounds really, really, really good. And that's about it. The main thing is the M3s can do pretty much anything, so it's a very powerful instrument, and I really love it. Anything else?
Can you play some excerpt of song when you move in from keyboard to keyboard?
Well, I can't do it without playing the whole. I can't remember it, but you can film it during the show if you want. From down there.
You were forbidden to.
Oh, okay. For example, don't be late. That's just one example of using multiple keyboards at the same time. And it's something that, you know, when I grew up playing keyboards, we didn't have keyboards that had splits and everything. So you had to have more than one keyboard. You had to have 4 or 5 because they all did different things. that's just how I learned how to play, and I couldn't do it with just one or two keyboards. So it's it would be way too harder to switch programs in the song for me than to have it all set up beforehand.
You decided to play entire Heads or Tails album. Why?
Well, I don't know. It's just something different, you know. People kind of like the album, and we've never done it before. When you go on tour, you always have to think of something new to do. So that was, we've already done Worlds Apart, revisited. So now we're doing Heads or Tails, Prague in Prague.
What about some other album? Didn't you think about, for example, Generation 13? What about some other album? Didn't you think about Generation 13, for example?
Yeah, well, we were thinking of doing that also, but this time around for Rob, the new singer, he already knew most of the Heads or Tails songs anyway, so we didn't want to put too much pressure on him yet. But we want to do a Generation 13 as a musical stage show. That's what our dream is to present that as a musical, so hopefully one day. It's my favorite album too.
You're in Saga for 30 years right now, this year, I guess.
Around there, yeah.
What makes you to still work with those guys?
Money. No, well, me, Jim, and Ian are, well, they are brothers, but I'm like a third brother to them, and it's our family really, and it's our family business really, and we love doing it. It's tiring, and as you get older, it's harder to travel and things. Like today, I'm very tired, but we just love doing it. We love playing, and we love meeting people like you and fans, and we just really enjoy it.
In 90s, you recorded some kind of experimental records, and then you switched back to more Saga-like music. Why people didn't like it?
Yeah, I know. You know, you try to do something different, and you hope people will like it, and they don't. And I mean, some bands just do the same record over and over and over again, and we didn't want to do that. I mean, maybe we went a little too far sometimes, but we just wanted to try different things, but once we started writing the way Saga writes again, and then the audiences were bigger again. So there you go.
But the last record is also a bit something different. It's not really Saga-like. Yeah, melodies, yeah, but new singer and more like maybe Dream Theater or something. Don't like.
I never listened to people that saying that. I don't even listen to Dream Theater. I just wanted it, like I wrote a lot of the album. I just wanted it to be a little heavier and fresher. And it still sounds like Saga. There's lots of keyboards, lots of keyboard solos, lots of guitar and keyboard solos, and mainly, we wanted to feature Rob, and I think he did a great job on the album. It's not easy filling Mike's shoes, but he's coming around. So.
Sorry for Dream Theater, but I think they or you influence the Dream Theater because those unisonos and all the things.
I think so. I mean, I've known James Labrie in Toronto. I knew him before he was in Dream Theater. He was in local Toronto bands, and so nothing against him, but it's just not my type of music.
Was it hard to decide to continue after Mike's leaving?
Not really, no. We thought about quitting for about 5 minutes, and then we said, why? Let's see how it goes with a new singer. And it's been, some people are having a difficult time with it, but it's like that with any band that has a new singer. I mean, look at Yes. so they're having the same kind of problems. But if people really like your music, they're gonna come. You know, it's not only just about the singer. You know, it's about the music.
Saga is well known for your unisonos with Ian and those solos that he starts playing solo, then you continue, and then he finished it. Is it difficult to invent something like this?
Well, sometimes, yeah. I mean, it's when you solo by yourself, you pretty much have a little bit of a plan. Like I do a piano solo every night, and I kind of know what the sections are, but I don't know what I'm going to play. I know what key it's in. There's a lot of improvising. So, and especially when I do mini moog solos, there's parts that are worked out. There's parts that are improvised. When me and Ian work on things like Corkentilus, the instrumental that we do, a lot of the stuff is worked out between him and I, and it can be a lot of work.
You use Korg these days, but what kind of keyboards did you use in past?
My first synth that I ever bought was Yamaha CS80, and I bought it because Eddie Jobson had one in UK. That was my favorite band, and he was my favorite keyboard player, so I bought one, and that was when I was like 20 years old or something. I didn't start playing keyboards until I was like 19, and I didn't start playing piano till I was 17. So I just practiced a lot. And
what is the difference between your studio and live equipment? Live you just show us, and in studio do you use some other keyboards?
I use at home. I have a lot of soft synths. I love Omnisphere. I use that a lot. Omnisphere, and on my solo album I used the Atmosphere, B4, the grand piano, the Mini Moog plug-in. You know, I use a lot of that kind of stuff.
You mentioned your solo career. You recorded 2 albums, I guess. What about some concerts, or do you play some concerts, your solo?
No, I've never done that. It'd be hard to do. I'd need another keyboard player and to do it, and it would, at this moment in time, I think it would be a little difficult.
I think in your playing there are influences of classical music. Is it right? And what are your influences?
Yeah, well, I mean, I studied music. I went to the University of Toronto, Faculty of Music, which is Canada's Juilliard. I went there as a voice major. I wanted to be an opera singer. So I went to opera school, and I had to learn piano also. So my influences are heavily classical. That's pretty much all I listen to. You know, anything from Mozart to Janacek. I mean, there's something about most composers that I like. So that's on my MP3 player is mainly classical music and jazz.
What kind of jazz do you listen to?
A lot of different kind, a lot of old stuff. Bud Powell, Art Tatum, Oscar Peterson, Pat Metheny. I love. Secret Story is one of my favorite albums. Oh, geez, there's a lot.
So would you play some jazz?
I'm not really. I fool around with it. I kind of taught myself a lot of the chords, and I never studied it properly. I studied classical. I didn't really get into jazz until like 10 years ago, really. And I play by myself, you know, and yeah, just for fun. I mean, I would never consider myself a jazz player, even though I love it.
How do you keep up your musical skills? Do you still practice, and what exercises?
Oh yeah, I practice every day. I do warm-ups. I do the scales on the piano sound, and I warm up as best as I can. And at home, practicing mainly is either working on an album, writing, or improvising. I don't sit at home and practice all the scales all the time. I do once in a while, though.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.